Well, we had a little snow this morning, and finally the sun came out, got a game in, and a 3-1 win. John Hamilton today, 7 innings, 4 hits scattered, 5 strikeouts, left the game with a shutout. Boy, he keeps getting better and better the more his innings build up and the more you guys really work on his arm.
Really thrown well. It took him a little bit to get settled in, but once he got settled in, he really pitched well. I don't know about you, but I am so tired of the snow. I mean, this is 3 weekends in a row now. I want to thank, again, Coach Gillespie and Youngstown State for being willing to adjust the schedule a little bit. They had to do the same thing a couple weeks ago down in Birmingham, Alabama, because they got the same thing happen to them. So glad that they adjusted the schedule. Again, hopefully the weather will get out of here and we'll get a chance to get 2 games in tomorrow.
Offensively, you had some funky stuff going on there in the third, but guys stayed focused and moved guys around. Elwood drops down the good sacrifice bunt. They happen to throw it away, but you guys get those 3 runs, and turns out all you needed today with the way you pitched.
The kid that pitched for Youngstown, I don't know how you can practice hitting against that. He's thrown across his body, but then he's still able to, locate on the inside half to right-handed hitters, and he was throwing that changeup and that really slow breaking ball, and we don't have anybody that throws like that. So. Again, we really struggled against him and just, felt like we executed offensively there in that 1 inning, and that was the difference in the game.
One thing we haven't talked a whole lot about, your defense looked awfully good today. Guys, when balls get put on the ground, even last night, Rowland and Basin really look like they've gotten comfortable over on the left side of the infield. Can you comment on your defense this weekend?
We moved guys around a lot in the fall. Rowland played a lot at second in the fall, and Basin played a lot at short. And, we kind of toyed around with that early in the season and brought them both in the other day and explained to them that, we were going to go back to Basin at third and Rowland at short where they're more comfortable. And, we were trying to get Matt Creech in the game, and we did, get him at second, and him being a young guy trying to get him acclimated. And Elwood did a good job there with Creech not being able to play today. Elwood did a really good job coming in and playing second today. So, and Dunnigan's played well. At first base defensively for the most part, and just trying to get those guys comfortable. That's the main thing, and I think it's helped both of them because they've both been swinging the bats a lot better. And again, Elwood played a lot of second last year until he broke his hand and missed 5, 6, 7 weeks there. So getting a little thin on our roster right now. That's going to be a challenge to manage it as we move forward, but we're going to do everything we can to try to keep our guys moving forward.
It's been good that you've had guys have to play at multiple positions in the fall because you've used that. You got Seeger playing in the outfield. Elwood plays right yesterday, plays second today, and you've mentioned the guys on the left side of the infield. Not to mention the catchers you've had. You've had young catchers, Lang and Daddio, and the young guys back there. Rayleigh's really a sophomore, so I thought they've handled your pitching staff well, also to contribute to the defensive side.
They've done well, and again, we talked about that yesterday, having 4 guys that we have confidence in, and it's just a matter of trying to find the right matchup, in terms of offensively who has the best chance against certain pitchers. And again, it also revolves around who our starting pitcher feels comfortable throwing to. That's a big part of it, too. So we'll keep trying to mix and match and try to keep all 4 of those guys behind the plate active and involved and try to utilize them the best way we can.
All right, long day tomorrow. Pitching staff on a full alert with everybody active, and maybe Johnny Hamilton might not be the only one, maybe Tyler Barnett, but everyone else seems like they'll be on duty tomorrow, and we'll get a test to see how deep you are.
Yeah, and again, I thought May threw well today. I thought Gagan was okay, a couple borderline pitches that didn't go his way, and Hatley. I mean, Hatley's just going to compete. He hadn't really gotten into his rhythm yet, but he's just going to compete every time out there. Basin made a really good play there at the end of the game, so a work in progress. We're going to keep working on getting better and looking forward to having a chance to hopefully play twice tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
That's John Hamilton after Saturday's win over Youngstown State, and you've kind of been, we talked about this in the fall a little bit, kind of building the arm up from the fall. You knew you were going to be a starter, and the first of the season is always a little bit slow being on pitch counts, but it looks like you guys are finally, you and Barnett, finally getting into a rhythm after the stopping and starting with the weekends pitching, not pitching, having to go on a Tuesday, having to go on a Thursday. Do you feel like you're finally able to get into some rhythms at this point in the season?
Yeah, I do. Getting a rhythm's been somewhat difficult because of the weather. It's kind of wreaked havoc on our entire staff as a whole. But today I felt like I got in a good rhythm early and was able to continue it throughout the game and hopefully carry it on forward.
Little speed bump there in the first, a couple guys get on, but after that you never saw more than one base runner the rest of the day. How does going from the closer to the starter, how do you manage that second and third trip through the lineup?
It is a little different. You got to be more conscious of what you've done to get guys out the first time through. But me and Coach Hall talked about it, and he wants me to treat each inning as its own and really just treat it like I'm closing one inning at a time and go from there.
Does that help you stay focused, just worrying about the one thing in front of you?
Yeah, it's helped me to really just go out and attack the guys and not worry about who's coming up later and just think about really getting those 3 outs and then going from there.
Pitch selection, have you noticed a change in the way that the kind of pitches you want to throw and the kind of pitches maybe they're calling from the dugout, or is this still consistent with the way you've been throwing the last few years?
It is a little different. The first time through, me and Coach Hall are pretty much on the same page. Second time through, it's a little more mixing. So I haven't really gone through that before this year, but we're starting to get in a rhythm of what each other likes to do, and I think that'll be very good moving forward.
And the other thing, this year with such a young catching staff, different guys are handling you. How have you meshed with those young guys, with basically the 4 catchers that we have, and how can you evaluate their performance so far?
They're all working really hard. It's been a work in progress throughout the fall and early spring, but each time out I'm getting more and more comfortable throwing to each of them, and I think I'm speaking for the whole staff when I say that. They are working very hard, and I think that it's only going to get better as we continue to throw to them.
And then lastly for you, the hour delay, does that mess with you as far as, getting your timings down and all the rhythms of getting ready for a game and things like that, having to kind of wait an extra hour?
It wasn't too bad. We had that hour and a half delay at NC State a couple weeks ago, so I've gotten kind of used to it, and thankfully I hadn't really gone through any of my pregame stuff, so I just had to hang out for another hour.
So maybe we should delay every time you start an hour because your first 2 have gone that way. Well, congrats on the win tonight. Longest career outing for you at Charlotte, 7 innings, and hopefully just more good things to come. Appreciate the visit.
Thank you.